If you have 1 million Kenya shillings and you're wondering where to invest the money, where it will grow, at the same time have some level of low risk, that is stability and safety, this video is for you. In today's episode, we're going to look at structured portfolio, which will entail 25% of low risk, 30% of medium risk, and 45% of high risk investments. This video is not for you if you don't already have an emergency fund, because these investments do not qualify to form part of your emergency fund. However, should you feel like in your 1 million you still want to allocate something for your emergency fund, and perhaps consider opening a money market fund account. Okay, so let's focus on high growth approach for this video. Hello good people, hope you're doing well. JC is my name and this is the Money and Growth Circle, where we are working towards financial peace and ultimately financial freedom. If this is your kind of content, you can consider joining the circle by subscribing to the channel. The real investing starts by making your investment work together and diversify. When you put all your investment in one portfolio, the risk is so concentrated that should anything happen to your investment, it can actually take you to zero. And perhaps that's why we have seen scenarios of people growing from grass to grass. I don't know if you've heard of such a scenario. Is the strategy that failed them? Of course, sometimes it may just be bad luck, but in most cases, the strategy can fail you. So, I'd look at low risk and consider 3 options. 1, Treasury bill, I put 100,000. Treasury bond, I put another 100,000. Money market, you put aside 50,000, giving you 250, being 25% of your investment, to give me some level of liquidity. Remember, the treasury bills and bonds are not very liquid, but a money market is a bit liquid. That is in case along the way you might need some level of liquidity. So let's first explain what a treasury bill is and a treasury bond is. We have not shared in past episodes, so it's important I highlight them. The main differences between the two is the duration. A T-bill is short-term. A T-bond is long-term. What do I mean with short-term? You can have it over 91 days, 182 days, and 364 days span. So which means in a year, you have 3 options. Depending on when you need the funding, or if you're speculating how long you want to speculate, you can choose whichever works for you, the 81 days, the 182 days, or the 364 days. The minimum investment of a treasury bill is 100,000. The returns are lower because they are low risk, and also you can see they are short term. Most short term investments will definitely give you low returns. One thing that stands out for T-bills is that you earn your returns upfront. If you're investing 100,000 and the returns are say like 8,000, the amount that will be deducted will be 92,000, leaving you with your returns before even the investment is done. That is so cool for low risk, and also it gives you an opportunity to enjoy your returns beforehand. Their liquidity is very high because within the 91 days, 182 days, or 364 days, you get back your money. They're best for short-term investment. When it comes to treasury bonds, they range from over 1 year, maybe 2, up to 30 years. The minimum investment is 50,000. They give you higher returns than T-bills. The returns are paid semi-annually, that is twice a year. They are moderate and they can actually sell in the secondary market. I have a request of talking about the secondary market, and it's coming in a subsequent episode. They are good for long-term wealth building because they are less risky. Disclaimer, there has been saying that lending to the government can sometimes be risky because the government could be struggling to pay the existing debts and also be taking time to pay your T-bills and also be taking time to pay you for the debts that you have given them. I've not seen instances of delayed payment in terms of the investment, but you never know what would happen in the future, but we are hoping for the best. Let's get to the 30%. The next allocation is 30%. 30% is 300,000 to medium risk investments. For the medium risk investments, I would consider special funds and fixed income funds. So I have 300,000. I would allocate 200,000 to Kuza Momentum Special Fund. If I had more, say like more than 250, I would have a few options that I would consider. But in this case, I would put in Kuza, who asked for a minimum of 100,000. The second portion of 100,000, I would put it in equity fund because special funds give you higher returns as compared to fixed income funds, okay, like Avocap, okay. So I am looking at spreading the risk. The special funds give you a higher return, of course at a slightly higher risk as compared to fixed income, and that is why I would allocate like that. And the fixed income gives you more stable but slightly lower returns. 45%, and I would allocate it into 3 special categories. I would look at stocks, I would look at ETFs, and I would look at investing in startups, or perhaps even starting your own side hustle or creating a fund for your side business. Okay, so from the 450, I'd give 200 to the stock market, exclusively the shares. I would give 150 to the ETFs. And currently in Kenya, you can only buy 2 ETFs. That is the gold ETF and the Satrix MSCI World Feeder ETF. Okay. And of course, the last 100,000, I would allocate it to investing in a startup. Why am I calling a startup a high risk? Because you don't know what is ahead. Perhaps you've not run a business before, and perhaps this is time you're feeling you want to start a business. So you can do it on your own. Alternatively, you can find someone who has an idea of growing the business, and if you have faith in them, you can put your investment in them. Remember, this can lead to high losses or this can lead to growth. That's why it's considered high risk, and if you put your trust on someone else, you're also risking. Maybe they will not disclose the returns, maybe they will not properly use your funds, they will not grow the business, and all those scenarios. But you can also even choose startups in the stock market, but you can also choose a startup which has potential, and then just inject your capital and also monitor your investment. Remember, for all investments that you're considering, you must understand what they're all about, where they invest your money, and the returns, whether there is viability and the risks, so that you can embrace them even as you're joining the investment. Let me know in the comment section, which one would you consider among the options that I have shared? And do you think like if you had that amount today, or if you have that amount today, would you allocate it the same way? But this video is based on someone who already have an emergency fund, and if you don't, make sure it is allocated under the low income, and it is considered mostly in a money market fund where it is low risk and has some level of stability and liquidity. So why would such a portfolio work? One, you have diversified and spread the risk to between low, medium, and high risk. In case anything happens to your high risk, at least you have some leverage under the low risk investments, which are giving you low returns but some level of stability. The second thing is that you're going to increase your returns because different vehicles will be offering you different rates. There are others which are single digits, others more than even 20%, giving you some level of balance. Number 3, you balance volatility. You're in a mix of different things, giving you some level of, when some are doing badly, the others are a bit stable, and they are keeping you sane, if we may say so, and they are helping you sleep. Remember, I said the moment you start your financial journey and you have your emergency fund in place, you have stabilized in having a discipline in saving, and you're now ready to take some level of risk. It just happens. You sleep, despite putting your money in the high risk, you will still sleep. This also gives you an opportunity to diversify properly. Having $1 million is not enough. You need structures. And that's why I always say it's not about how much money you have, it's the structures that you put in place to grow your wealth and create a strong foundation for your investment. If you've been wondering where to put your 1 million or your millions, you can choose the percentages. I said low 25%, medium 30%, and high risk 45%. If you're very aggressive, if you're conservative, then you can actually switch it. 45% to low, 30% sticks to medium, and 25% goes to high risk. But you know what? If you want to grow, you have to embrace some level of risk. So go for it. This video is a question that I received from a few people, that they want to invest millions somewhere. I felt it's better to share it here so that more people can have the options. It doesn't have to be $1 million. It can be millions or even less over time. Okay? Yeah, so if you want to know more about investing in special funds, I've compared a few special funds in my previous episodes. I've talked about investing in stocks, and especially in Kenya, the option of investing using the CDS account or the ZD trader. I'll try and link the videos here so that you understand the difference between investing using the ZD trader and a CDS account, how to decide which stocks to buy based on your goals, among many other things. So in case you have missed our previous episodes, make sure to check them out so that you keep the flow. Okay, let me know in the comment section what you think about this video and how you're spreading your investment, just to make sure you're diversifying and you're maximizing on the opportunities, at the same time not being too aggressive or being too conservative that you end up not growing. Okay, yeah, so thanks so much for watching this video. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing. If you're returning, thanks so much for always coming back to watch our videos. See you on the next one. Bye.